This is an InfoBlips Podcast Network production.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up with John and Yancy. My name is John Haynes, and I'm here with my co-host and friend, Yancy Seals.
What up, everybody? This is Yancy coming to you from Las Vegas. And guess what happened last night, John?
What? What happened last night?
Lakers took it. Lakers, man.
Lakers, man. I did not, honestly, I have to say this, I did not respect Anthony Davis until last night. Honestly, I used to call him street clothes. Charles Barkley coined him street clothes because he always getting hurt. Last night, I'm like, if this man stays healthy, they gonna take the championship. He was awesome last night.
That brother is always on the floor. He seems to stay off the damn floor. He's always on the floor. I don't know what the problem is, but last night something changed. It was a whole new AD, man.
I know.
It was just amazing to watch him play last night. The Lakers just did their thing, man. And if they can bring that kind of energy back to the regular season,
I agree.
They're West Coast contender.
I agree. If they bring that energy and they bring that, I mean, because anytime they wanted to score, they scored. And they scored in the paint all the time. You know, it was in the paint. I was like, yo, they're like, yo, here we go. Let's take it to him. And I mean, and they took it to him. And I really respected the way that they played last night. I loved again, Anthony Davis, AD, and you know, LeBron James. LeBron did his thing too. I mean, you know, but I love the way he facilitates things and he sets people up for success. And I like that too. There's a lot of, who was that? There was another, I forget this other guy that played, but it was a white guy. He was on it, man. He was on it.
That's Reeves. Oh, Lakers?
Yeah. He was on it, bro. I'm
like
like,
little Pistol Pete Maravich a little bit.
yes. I'm like, this man he on it. Look at this. He can ball. And I'm like, okay, well, we got to bring that into the regular season. And I do like this in-season championship thing that they did. It made the game a lot more interesting than just 80 games, you know. And
I don't understand the structure of it yet. So I don't understand that. How do you get there? I don't understand that yet. So that's my issue. But once I understand that, I think it's ideal to have a little mid-season tournaments. I like that. I really did.
And I don't, again, I'm with you. I don't understand how they structured it, but I like the excitement. I like the buzz. I like the excitement. Like the game last night was like watching a championship game, you know, and I like that. The other games, you mean they're good, but then you're just, you know, okay, well, yeah, they don't have the excitement into it, but that game was good. And I saw those people out in Vegas, but you weren't one of them, were you? Were you one of them out there?
I wasn't one of them. So, but I did watch the game. I wish I could have been there. No, I don't. I could have been there.
No, you don't. Man, I posted something last night on Facebook because I'm always on Facebook. And I know it's old, but I just like to look at people and see what they're doing and stuff. And I posted on Facebook, how many of you people out there, my friends are out there that spent thousands of dollars to watch these millionaires play a game? You know, I watched it at my house with my popcorn. My grandson joined me for a little while. You know, I had my libation. I'm, you know, my little libation and some water. Always drink water. And it was good, man. I was really relaxed watching the game last night. It was nice. It was really nice.
But John, just another note. Are you losing weight? You are losing a lot of weight, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I'm going down, man. I'm like you. You lost a lot of weight too. I followed you. You know, yeah. Thanks for noticing that, man. Yeah, I'm dropping some pounds, man. Finally getting down. Just paying attention to what I eat and moving more. I pay attention to the steps I take on my watch. You know, just like I listen to also, like I said, what you said, you just watch what you eat, intake, and move more. You know, and I don't worry about it like I used to always worry about it. You know, like, I gotta, oh my God, I can't eat this. Oh my God, I can't do that. Oh my God. And it was defeating myself. So yeah, thanks for noticing, man. Thanks for noticing.
People worry about everything they eat. Just eat what you want, but you got to cut down those portions of that food. You can have
it.
You can't have 9 pieces of chicken. You can't have 9 pieces of chicken every single day.
There you go. You know, we just went. My wife had a nutrition class for her cardiac rehab, and that's what the woman was saying. Basically, she was saying like you can eat whatever you want. It's just how much. Like if you eat whatever, like say for you eat your favorite pie on Saturday, and they say, oh my God, I hate a piece of pie. It's terrible. But what did you eat the whole rest of the week? That's not terrible. But we have been programmed into believing like, oh no, you blew it. It's a whole thing. And it's a cumulative thing. And that's what my doctor and what I finally understood. It's a cumulus thing. It's how much you do during the week and during the month, and I'm like, okay, all right, I get that. But yeah, and I don't worry about it no more, man. I don't, it was always, to be honest with you. And I will, not to be honest with you, I try to be honest all the time, but to expose it. I used to continually worry about my weight, continually worry about what I put in my mouth, continually worry about what I ate, continually, and it was actually counterproductive. It's very counterproductive.
Just that alone, what you said, I was worried about can actually affect your progress when you start worrying about those type of things. And I found that I eat whatever I want to, and all I do is watch my portion control. That's all I do. And I lost 102 pounds.
That's what you are freaking, man. You're 102 pounds. But I saw that picture and I'm like going, okay, yeah, no. What is he doing? And when you told me that, I'm like, you know what? And I had started, but then I started getting, okay, well, that's serious. And I like juicing too, man. I love juice. There's certain types of juice I love to just make, and my daughter made me put my big juicer away, so I got to find a slim juicer. But I like, for some reason, man, I never did juice before. I love juicing different vegetables together and different fruits and stuff, and it's good. It's good. And coffee. I remember you talking about coffee. I drink a lot of coffee now too.
Coffee all day long, all day long. I just love coffee.
Coffee's good, man. I got my big old 2-cup of coffee here, and they used to always tell you, don't drink coffee, it's bad. Don't eat eggs, it's bad. And then that whole pyramid thing, which was all a lie, that we all followed, and it was all a lie. It was all it wasn't a lie. It was just they didn't have the education, and they just
it's all about you gotta be moderate what you eat.
Yeah, that's it.
You can have a cookie. Don't eat the whole goddamn sleeve of cookies. You can have
there you go. Don't eat don't eat the bag of cookies like I used to do. You could have 3 or 4 cookies and call it a day, and then I eat them instead of just throwing the whole thing in my mouth. I just kind of like chomp on them, like bite them, little bites, little bites.
And I'll cut it in quarters, and I eat the 1 quarter, come back a little bit later on, eat another quarter. I'm done.
There you go.
That's how I do mine. So anyway.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how it helps. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. It makes it exciting, especially as we were just listening to this thing, especially as you get older, humans, we tend to get sicker. And so we, paying more attention to what we before what we didn't have to pay attention to, we should now pay attention to. And that was your 65-year older comment for today.
See that? Yeah, here comes the real shit.
So, man, I was looking at I wanted to say one thing about the economy. Everybody's talking about, oh my God, it's bad. It's so bad. Bidenomics is so bad. But you see, this is what the media has been trying to push until lately they can't push it because the numbers do not back up their facade. The thing is that the economy grew 5.2%. 5.2% in the third quarter, man. And it was driven by an increase of government spending and an increase of individual spending, right? And I'm like, well, wait a minute, but they were telling us that it's terrible. It's not terrible. If you look at, like, again, we were talking about Vegas. Look at the people that were out there at Vegas. Look at the people that were in those stadiums. Look at if when times are bad, those places are not covered and they're not filled. And what they do with the cameras is they don't show you the stands. They'll show you just the court, then they cut away, right? They don't show you the stands. Now they're showing the stands because they're full. There's waiting. There's people outside waiting. So I mean, we're not as a country, we're not doing bad. I'm here to tell you, look at the statistics, check out the VFI, the verifiable factual information, and it'll tell you that we are not doing bad. Our economy is not bad. Our economy is one of the best economies in the world right now. What do you think, man? What do you say?
It's like this. This is what I call the GOP talking point. This is how they gather and gather steam for their bullshit elections and things they want to go with. See, the economy is something you can us people can say, oh, I understand that, I get that. Okay, you're right. I don't have a whole lot of money. I need, or I want more money, or need more money. The economy must be damn bad. And you know what? The economy is not bad right now. The economy is doing really well. It's how, again, it's a GOP talking point because you can relate to that. It's easy for you to say, well, I don't have that much money. I need more money. So the economy must be bad. And that's not the case at all. The economy
You know what? You raise a good point. You raise a good point that we look at it, we say, oh, I want that new car. I can't afford it. It doesn't matter. We're gonna always want another car, new car that you cannot afford, right?
Right.
So it's not that, like you said, it's not the economy is bad. It's just that that's what's out there. That's what they have. That's what's out there, and you want it, but we don't have it. We always, as humans, want more, and we always want more than what we can achieve, and that makes us achieve more most of the time. Except what the Republicans have done is turn that around to like, oh, you know what? That's bad. You can't have everything you want. The economy is bad. No,
Yeah.
man, come on. I mean,
Well,
wages is up. Wages is up 4%.
so what's the talking point? The economy. What's the other part? The border. And then you come on, stop.
I
Come
mean,
on.
and the thing is that people are falling for the okey doke, man, and that's the thing that bothers me because they listen to, and that's why I wanted to this show. That's why I'm so happy that you are on the show with us because you know what, with me actually, because the reason why I want the show is to try to tell people, look, man, y'all got to actually investigate this stuff. Don't just listen to what these people tell you because they're programming us. That's why it's called programming. They're programming us to believe what they want to, what certain segments of this society wants us to believe.
If,
And go
if
ahead.
our so dang bad, our GDP wouldn't be up. We wouldn't have the type of employment we have. Our employment was down. It was now 3.7 right now. I mean,
3.7.
we're doing well. I mean, doing well. Stop
And
falling.
they call 3.7, they call where the economy, where the employment rate is right now, they call that good. They've always had that. It didn't just come up. They say if we have that, there is no unemployment because there's 1.3 or 4 jobs for anyone that's looking for a job right now, according to the statistics. So
For me,
I mean,
there's two things that's bugging me with the Republicans getting ready to hurt us with. There's two things, and first of all, that lady over in Texas who's fighting for her life. That's craziness. That you guys need to get behind this. Is this because for some reason, John, I can't wrap my brain around this. The doctors say the lady is in grave danger of lose her life. The baby is not going to be born alive. The doctor told him already that, and she went to an appellate court. The appellate court said, yes, go ahead and do it. And the attorney general took that to the another court, and they said they stopped her. So now this lady is on hold for her life.
the state Supreme Court, the attorney general took them to the state Supreme Court and said that the judge that told her that she could have the abortion was not medically educated enough to make that decision. And I'm like, show me one judge that is.
Right. But the other three are.
Yeah, exactly. So the state Supreme Court says, now, this is, you were looking for the handmaiden's tale. This is the handmaiden tale. We are living in it right now. They are living in it in the state of Texas right now.
You guys were told
right
this
now.
So you was told this right on this show. Go ahead, John.
Yep. We said it. Now, okay, you have this woman. Her last name is Cox, and she is basically going to she's going to deliver a dead child or a brain dead child. And she's going to deliver, and it may hurt her future, being able to have children again, in the future. She already has 2 kids. She wants kids. But the government, and this is why I can't understand the Republicans to this day right now, man. The government of Texas is telling her, no, you cannot. The Republican Party of past would never fall. They'd be a storming that place all day long going, you can't tell, the government can't tell somebody what to do with their body, but here we are. Again, Handmaid's Tale. This is what
it's always been a GOP mantra. Always been less government, less government, less government. Don't tell me what I can't do. But
less government, less regulation, less government, less regulation. Now all of a sudden, it's changed. It's changed. And I'm like, do y'all understand? Do you see what's going on now? Political parties do flip. They do change. The party that we know right now, the parties that we have or had until the last 4 years right now had actually changed from what they were in the 17, 18, and 19 and 1800s, when the Republicans were the party that was for liberty and everything, and the Democrats were restrictive. Okay, then it changed. The whole thing changed, and the Democrats became basically democratic people looking to judge or to rule in a democracy and not an autocracy, which is where the Republicans are right now. They want a straight out autocracy, man, and they're not even being quiet about it.
Yeah, you know what, John? I think we need more parties. I think we need more. You either need more parties or get rid of all of them. I don't know how we're going to do it, because I think we're definitely need more options. Red and blue is just not enough. I don't know, man.
No, this red and blue that we have been programmed into accepting, because that's basically what it is. They program us into accepting it, like either it's like a sports team. And either you're going to go with the red side or you're going with the blue side. And most people, the majority of people that I talk to, are not either with one side or the other. They fall in the middle. Okay. Right. They fall in the middle. That's why when I was a Republican, I was a moderate Republican, basically. When I signed up to be a Democrat, so that way I could it was something, I think I wanted to caucus for Bernie Sanders or something. And they would made me have to actually go with Democrat. And then I wound up going to independent. The thing is this, man, most people that I speak with, and I talk politics to a lot of people, they're in the middle, man. They're not on the fringes. They're in the middle. Now, most of the people that get publicity are on the fringes, right, of both sides, but mostly right now on the Republican side, because these people are back into, again, they want an autocracy. And if you don't understand what autocracy is, basically, really do yourself, look it up, look at what they want. One man, it's like being a king. It's having one person as a king, man or woman, but mostly men, because they believe you women out there, you need to understand something. You second-class citizens to the way these people think. Okay, the way they think, you're second-class citizens.
I think I read somewhere that Trump said he wants to be a dictator only for one day if he becomes president. Is it what you're talking about, John? Is the autocracy you're talking about?
That's the kind of autocracy I'm talking about. And do you know? Okay, so Donald Trump says that. Is he a man of his word? Is he a man that practices restraint? So they say, let's give him just one day. Trump would not stop with one day. He's telling you,
give me the power, and okay, one day, 24 hours, I'm done with it on the 25th hour. What? Hell no.
He's not, and no one is, basically, but he's not. He's really not. So he's telling the world, he's telling the United States, basically, we're going to a democracy. Liz Chaney, she wrote a book, and she had an interview, and she used the term, and we said it last week, that America is sleepwalking into a dictatorship. Because people are not paying attention. They've gotten this. People are not paying. I don't pay attention to politics because I got too much going on, or it's not important to me, and it doesn't make a difference to me. And I'm like, and they took that and they said, "Oh, you believe that for real?" Well, and now what they're doing is they've already passed laws and rules. They put judges. Now, when I say they, and I'll have to say this word again, the fascists, they put people in places of power. Judges, and they started off with the school boards. I mean, anyway, when I really think about where this country is headed, because of complacency, and that's the only thing I can say it is complacency, of the average American day person, because they have us tied up into so much, other things. It's just like they said in Rome, give them the Colosseum, give them this, give them that. Keep them entertained, basically. You keep them entertained, keep them making a little money, make them think that they're making a lot of money, and we could do whatever we want. And that's basically what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening. That's why, and this is the turn. It's a full turn now. The economy is doing well because if you're entertained, you're spending your money. This is going on over here. You ain't care about that because we're worried about our money and our economy. So the economy's doing well. So that's a full turn for you guys.
Yeah, the economy is doing well. Not only that, the stock market is doing, because most of the time when they say, well, the economy is well, but look at the market, my 401k, look at it. Okay, look at it. It's doing well too. I mean, so how could we be bad? How could this be bad? You know, my thing is rejoice,
Yeah.
be happy.
Yeah.
You know, and when you think about, like, when people say Bidenomics is a bad word, don't use the word term for Bidenomics. What Biden is doing is working. It is working. Is he energetic and does he look like he's 20 years old? No. Okay. But a lot of times, see, knowledge comes, and I've learned this, knowledge comes with age. And when you're thinking, right, when you start using your brain and thinking about past things and how to do things, honestly, Biden knows how to get things done, and he's getting them done behind the scenes. He's getting them done.
Yeah. Well, and I totally agree with you. I would take Biden every day and twice on Sunday over Trump any day of the week. I don't care what Trump has on him. I'll take Biden any day of the week. However, I do believe that it's time to upgrade the Oval Office. I do. I think we
Oh,
need
yeah.
I think it's time. Biden has took us to where he need to be, where we need to be. Now he needs to pass that baton on to a younger person. Who am I talking about? I don't know. I like Gavin. I even like Liz Chaney. Man, I'm telling you, I like a host of people who don't do the right thing. Just have the country's best interest and the people's best interest at heart when you do things. And this is
Yes.
my problem with Republicans and Democrats. I'm talking about that idiot over there in the Senate, whatever, Mendez.
Yeah, Mendez.
Heart, best interest at heart, and they don't. So that's why I'm calling for term limits for every damn body. I'm talking about you don't give no even the Supreme Court lifetime. That's over with. 8 years. Oh, what? I'll even go further than that. I'll give you 16 years. I'll give you 16. Two
That's
terms.
generous.
That's generous. And that's it. You're out of there. We need to think about term limits because when you get in these offices too long, you'll figure out a way to cheat and steal. And you will.
People don't understand that when we say it, a lot of, I'm not going to say people, but a lot of folks don't understand that when you say absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's a term that's there. People, you may not have corruption in mind. However, if you're given so much power to the point where no one checks you, you have no checks and no balances. I mean, people start thinking, well, what about this and what about that? And it's we as a human, you will put our interests ahead of everybody else's. Okay, and that's just being human. But when you're being human and you actually have the power to rule the world or to rule the system, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. And that's what happens. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's why there's checks and balances. And I agree with Yancy. We need to really look at the system, the system that we have governing us. We have to look at this system because it needs to change. We need a 2.0. We need a 4.0. We need an upgrade. We need a system upgrade. There you go. We need a system upgrade because if we continue like we are, we're going to go down. The democracy is going to go down. And then if we continue to have people lead the country who are basically madmen, right? We're going to wind up in a dictatorship in a third world country that is terrible. It really, you think it's bad, but it's bad. And in some places right now in the United States, it's like a third world country. Some places like West Virginia and in Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, some people like that. I mean, you got people living on the streets, living in the woods, living in makeshift things and living in makeshift camps, people not having food to eat. People deciding, okay, should I pay for medicine or should I get gas? Should I pay for the medicine or get gas to go to the hospital to give me the prescription for the medicine? Okay, that's insane. That is insane. That's totally insane. We have to look at this system. I mean, I look at the system like this. Okay, You get, say for instance, you get paid, you got a bonus. Whoa, I got a bonus and I got paid. Whoa, that's great. Okay, so let's go out and celebrate. You go out to eat. Well, you get in your car to drive. You say, I gotta get some gas. You get taxed. You say, okay, let's go to this restaurant. You get taxed. Okay, so afterwards, let's get some coffee. You get taxed. Okay, so afterwards, let's go see a show. You get taxed. Okay, so afterwards, let's go home. I'm tired. I'm gonna go home, and you turn on the lights in your house. You get taxed. Okay, that's an insane system. That's a system that they have us in.
And all of a sudden, your bonus doesn't mean nothing.
It means nothing. You know, your paycheck means basically that you get to stay at the standard of living that you're at right now. And you're not going to achieve more if you continue just to stay at that one level. And yes, they'll give you a 3 or 4% raise. You know, basically you're keeping up with the economy. You're keeping up. You know, the economy had a 4% increase. You get a 4% raise. Are you going to get ahead? No, because you're going to be at the same level you were at. And they figured this stuff out. Okay. So you know, we have to look at the system. And I'm getting long-winded, but the system is working the way it's supposed to. It ain't broke. The people that want to make money are making money. You know.
So next week, John, I understand my boy Trump is going to be on the stand.
Yeah, he's supposed to be on the stand next week. You know, I don't know. All it's going to be, to me, all it's going to be basically is the same old, same old. I didn't do anything wrong. I did everything right. You know, and they're persecuting me for you. So they're going after me because of you. We're going to talk about the judge. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about everything except for the fact. And the facts are he's guilty. But anyway, go ahead.
And that's one of the reasons, just what you said. I've been watching the Republican debates, and that's the only person who can say that. Christie is the only person who will stand up and say, hey, that joker's no good. He ain't got the balls. He ain't got the stones. He's not man enough to come on the stage and fight for his beliefs. But everybody else falls in line with him because they're thinking about, hey, if I don't win, maybe I can become that vice president. That's what they're thinking. Christie's not thinking. He just said, I don't care. And now he's doing well in Iowa. He moved above a few people. Right.
There you go. I mean, look, man, would I really want either one of those people to be president? No. But, you know, if you look, like you said, if you look at what's going on there, he is the only that's why I said before, Chris Christie. Chris Christie is the only person that's actually speaking truth, saying that, hey, look, the guy is corrupt, y'all. And see, the rest of them are like, well, here we go. If he happens to win, then I'll be on his naughty list and he's gonna come after me. You know, so, you know, let me, and then if I'm on his good side, if I could say, look, Trump, I supported you here, right? Then he's gonna give me a higher position and I can make more money. And that's basically where they're at. I mean, it should be mandatory that Donald Trump goes on the stage at the debates to defend and I'm getting ready to say the fuckery, but yeah, I said it anyway, that he has created. Okay.
So my question would be this: if that's the case, he doesn't necessarily have to, even if he's the nominee, to be on the the presidential debate.
No, he can skip it out. He can skip it out and say, no, I'm not doing it. You know, I'm not doing it. Let them vote for me as what I am not doing it. And
it's not because Donald Trump don't want to go there, or he feels like he has such a league that he don't need to go. Is that guy, he has no policy. He has no policy. He can't defend his work. He can't defend nothing. That's why he's there. The only thing he can do is talk trash and talk about people and make up bullshit. But he cannot defend his policy. He cannot defend the things of America. That's the reason he's not on that stage.
And that is 100% true. Look at when he ran for office. I could fix Obamacare in one day. I will fix Obamacare, no problem. We're going to do away with Obamacare. It'll be done. It's going to be easy. I have a plan. I'll show it to you in 2 weeks. I have a plan. We're working on it. I'll show it to you in 2 weeks. Where's the plan? That was 2016. Where's the plan?
It's coming in a couple of weeks. It'll be here.
What
do Republicans want to do? Here we are again, coming full circle again. Let's get rid of Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. This is what they want to get. Why? And they'll have nothing to replace it with. See, these are the kind of things I just can't wrap my brain around. Why would you want to do that? If it's working, why don't you just build up on it and fix it? If you really care about America, if you really care about the people, fix the problem.
See, and they don't, and that's the reason why since 2016 there is no policy to change the Affordable Care Act. Okay, now is the Affordable Care Act, is it 100% great? No, it's not. But it's better than what we had before. At least people are not going uninsured for the most part. I just don't understand. And then you get these people in Tennessee and in Texas and certain places that are going, well, it ain't helping me. It is helping you. You have health care. I mean, or if it costs more for your health care, or if you can't afford your health care, that's a different subject, right? Because I don't think that health care should be charging people, we should be charged anything anyway. It should be part of our taxation that I was talking about before. That should, like it does in other countries, countries that are other countries, third world countries is like us. They don't provide healthcare. But all other industrialized countries, they provide healthcare for their people. I don't understand why we don't get that. I don't understand why we here in America don't get that. Well, that's, and so we're fighting over the Affordable Care Act, which basically is giving more people insurance than what they had before. I remember being in the boardroom, man. I remember sweating being in the boardroom, having to explain to a bunch of people who were not medically people why my daughter had to have albuterol, right, at 4 years old because she had asthma. She had bad asthma. And I had to explain to them why she needed albuterol because they weren't covering it under the insurance. It wasn't part of their formulary, and I'm like, but she needs this. Well, then you should pay for it. I can't, man, you know how much this stuff is? We have to, well, then, we don't know. And I had to actually sit in front of a boardroom and explain to these people. And yeah, I got I got over to point over to them, and, they wound up covering it. But nobody should have to do that. Nobody should have to sit in a boardroom and explain why you have to have a certain drug or that the doctor says you need to have. Nobody should have to do that. And that's why one of the things that the Affordable Care Act, it went away. It says, like, if the doctor said they need it. Okay, but now, I mean, they want to do away with it for what? What's the alternative?
I don't know. I don't know. They don't have another plan. There is no other plan. The plan we have is called the Affordable Care Act. Is any plan perfect? No. You build on the plan. You build on the plan and make it better. And make it better as you grow and better and better and better. It's not going to ever be perfect. There's no such thing. No. Just build on the plan we already have. That's
another thing that they have, that the powers that be have us. I hate saying that the powers that be have us fixated and psychologically done on. There has to be a right and a wrong. There has to be a right or a wrong. It's like, not all the time. I mean, like, it has to be perfect. If it's not perfect, it's wrong. What is perfect? Perfect to you may not be perfect to me, because we're all individuals. So what is perfect to you? I mean, perfect to me is a medium well ribeye steak. Okay. But to you, it might be a rare, or it might be a shoe leather. I mean, it all depends.
Right. Right, absolutely. So it depends on what people want to do, what people thought process or where they are at any given time. So
and that changes. I mean, things change, people change, and people change. There was a time when I liked my steaks well done. And I don't eat steak that much anymore either, but still, but I do love steak. Anyway, well done. And now then, I was educated to, like, man, that doesn't, you get yours, I get my medium, medium, and it's perfect, and my boy, Darren Scott, man, y'all check out Chuck Eye Steaks. Okay. Chuck Eye, instead of he did a test, man. We had a ribeye and we had a Chuck Eye steak, and he cooked them on the same grill, same time I watched him. Right. Then he told me to go away. He came back, he sliced them and put them on a plate. And he said, okay, check out each one of them. I ate a piece of steak, drank some wine, ate another piece of steak, drank some wine. Which steak was better to you? Number 2 was better by far. This is like, I ate number 2 and I was like, I heard angels singing. And he said, that's a Chuck Eye steak. I'm like, man, no, I've been eating ribeyes my whole life. Okay, no, that's a Chuck Eye steak. right?
I
And
never,
that it was really good, man. It was really, really good. And you save money. You save $2 or $3 a pound. So
I was like, I steak
yeah.
is. Never heard of it.
Huh? Yeah,
Never.
it's like you heard of a chuck roast, right? I mean, you make chuck roast, and they can also cut steaks out of those roasts,
Okay.
and yeah, it's really good. It's really good. But anyway, I don't know. I went on this buddy trail, but but man, and another thing of all this the tax thing, I wanted to get out to point too. All right, listen, guys, we get taxed all this amount, okay, and then they tell us that we have to send another $100 billion to a country that supplies healthcare and rental assistance and tuition assistance and tuition to their populace, but we are giving them money so that they can protect themselves, and we're
Okay.
taking it away from what's happening at home.
We've always been doing that, so I have a problem with that. I
We
have a
gotta
real
stop.
problem.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
I mean,
We have to stop. I mean, I think there's a time of saturation. I mean, look at the border. Our border, they're saying, okay, we got to send money. And the border is a problem. I'm not gonna say it's not a problem. It is a problem. When millions of people coming in here, we don't know who they are. That's a problem. But instead of spending money to create a system that works there, we're taking the money and sending it to a country that is being attacked by somebody that we don't like. Okay, and we're
first, I don't
giving
think
them
no
money.
one can fix the border. No one can fix the border. We've been singing this border song for a long time, John. I can remember a long time. The border is this, border that, and there's no one that ever came across nothing to fix that border situation yet. What are you
You
gonna do?
know, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We need somebody that's more intelligent than I am for sure. But I'm looking at what's happening in New York, man, because I'm on the East Coast, and look what's happening in New York. I mean, they got Eric Adams up there, and he took heat for what he said. He said, "Look, there's a saturation point. We don't have the money to do this. If I raise your taxes because I have to find somewhere for these people that come in, the immigrants to come in our country." Then you're going to be totally upset because I raised your taxes. But the bottom line is, we don't have the money to pay for this anymore. We as New Yorkers can't pay for this anymore. So what should happen? I mean,
I
the
mean, they
federal government should kick in, and that's money from you and I.
hit New York hard, man. New York is, I mean, it's just flooded. They're flooded, and now I think his approval rating is suffering because of it.
It dropped. It dumped. It just totally dropped, man. And people are getting mad at him. And actually, the bottom line is he's just telling them the truth about that.
But it's,
There's busloads, sometimes 6 and 7 busloads from Texas that they just giving them free tickets to come up to New York, so that way they don't have to deal with it in Texas, but the people in New York have to deal with it. And that's tax money from you and I. They're taking right now. He's got to shut down. He's actually shut down Sunday service for the libraries. He's going to have to reduce the amount of money they give in the police department and the fire department, right? Ambulances and all that. So our services are going to be the services of New York. I'm not in New York, but the services in New York is going to be shortened because they have to pay for the immigrants that's coming into the country, because they have a law that says that it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you believe or anything. If you come to New York, they have to provide a place to live and food for you and health care for you. Okay,
oh yeah,
it doesn't matter.
that's where that lady
Huh?
is. I said, well, of course, that's where that lady hangs out in the harbor with the torch and shit. What's her damn name? Freedom Lady.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty. Yeah, that Freedom Lady. I
Bring them
mean,
all the bastards and all the motherfuckers. We'll take them.
yeah, I mean, and so there, that's there. People, we've always had immigrants. Yeah, we have, but how do we deal with it? If we as a country decide that we want to pay to take care of immigrants, right? Then we as a country should do that. It should not be on a particular state to do that. If we as a country believe that's what we need to do, then I believe that we as a country should say, okay, fine, then this is what we're paying for that. But then again, this as in New York, there is no limitation on that. You could live like that forever.
Back in the 60s and the 50s and even far back as the 40s, the majority of the people came to America by way of Ellis Island. Is that not correct, or am I incorrect?
Yes, you're correct. You're
Maybe
correct.
that may be the only port to come to America. I don't know. Maybe that's the only port everyone has to come through. You have to come to that port to get in here. I don't know. Let's try something. If that was working, let's try something else. I don't know. I just don't know, man.
I have no idea on what would resolve this. I know it has to be resolved because, as Eric Adams said, and I do agree with him on this, if we don't resolve it, it's going to be it's going to be the downfall of our country. Um, Look, I don't want to not take care of people. I don't want immigrants not to come here. But I thought about it the other day. The guy said, well, we came here for a better life. And I said, then why can't you create a better life where in your home country? I mean, what's preventing you from doing that? Because our government is preventing you from doing that too. Because believe me, if our government, we become a dictatorship, you're not getting jack, right? One of the first things that Donald Trump said he's going to do is close the border, right? And then he's going to set up concentration camps to get people who are here, put them in concentration camps and either get rid of them or gas them. I don't know. You know,
has to deport all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Mass deportation.
And
So,
also the debate said it. Lil Vonnie Sasami said the same thing. He wants a massive deportation of all illegal people. That's what he said.
okay. So why are you coming here? Because this is what's happening here. I mean, I think that we should look at how we could help other places where they are. I mean, I think I said this last week. The thing is that, you know, it sounds harsh and it sounds terrible, but again, if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of someone else? Okay.
Yeah, you just hit on something there. I think I like that. Instead of you trying to wade across a river or come across a sea or whatever the case may be, stay where you are and let the American put up some type of program to help you where you are instead of you coming through here. We'll try to do something there. That may be a solution.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, look, we send money around the world anyway. Let's just look at this situation. Okay, so you're coming from Venezuela because of this. Okay, so let's look at resolving this situation so you don't have to leave your home country. You know, to me, that's a better idea. You know, that's a better idea. It's a better way of spending money. You know, and then you don't have to have people, you know, dying, trying to get to the land of freedom because they'll create a land of freedom where they live. I mean, I mean, I've been to the border a couple of times, actually to cross to go into Tijuana, but I've been to the border a couple of times, and you know, it's sad. And then when you look at, I've seen homeless on the streets in New York, and I've seen them on the streets of Las Vegas, and they live in the tunnels down there in Las Vegas, and it's really sad. I mean, you know, as humans, we got to come up with some kind of solution for this. You know, instead of sending money to countries that are, well, okay, I'm gonna get into something else here, that are bombing and killing, you know, a bunch of people. I mean, you know, we have money for war, man. We got money for that, you know, but we don't have money to help the homeless. We don't have money to help the sick. We don't have money. We don't have that. But you have a war?
We send money to like that.
Well, Israel, number one, Ukraine, number two, but Israel. Yeah, I mean, you know, listen, I am not anti-Semitic. We've said it 100,000 times. I do not. I agree that Hamas is a terrorist group. I believe that they should not exist, right? Because they're terrorized people. I agree with that. But you cannot become a terrorist to get rid of a terrorist. I mean, you can't do that. You're supposed to have more morals than they have. You know, I mean, you know, when we get into this Israel thing, there was just another piece that came out that said that not only did Israel have the plan that Hamas was going to do, Hamas practiced in broad daylight. They have video of them practicing it. And the Israeli government knew. They looked at them, they watched it, they just watched them. Other soldiers were reporting it. Go ahead.
Prime opportunity for Israel to take over and get rid of all Palestinians. This is their plan. This is actually what they want to do. And now, okay, we need help. Let's call on the Americans to help us do with our little nasty ass plan, because they've been trying to get us in a fight with them for a long damn time. They've been trying for a long time. First, they tried it with the Iranians. Tehran. They tried it with that. They want us to get and join them to fight them. Now they said, well, we'll do it another way. We know that they're planning something over here. Let it go. Let them kill a few of us, and we'll isolate. We'll get rid of them and bring America to help us get rid of them. That's what their plan is.
They call it mowing the lawn, baby. That's what they call it, mowing the lawn. I mean, but see, here's the thing. Like you said, okay, you tell me that these people who have the greatest information apparatus in the world, these people who have the greatest, they're well trained, and the Mossad and those people, they're well trained, right? You're telling me that all of these people looked at that and said, it's nothing. Don't worry about that. If they didn't pay attention to it. You think that? No, because that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. Either, like Yancy said, they allowed it to happen because of that way, if they allow it to happen, they can achieve one of their goals, which is getting rid of all the Palestinians. Like, oh, look what they did on October 7th. Okay, so I agree. That was horrible. It was horrific. It was terrible. It was subhuman. Okay. But becoming subhuman by bombing women and children and by bombing hospitals and by targeting schools and targeting ambulances, when you have the apparatus to surgically cut these people out and you're not doing it, that to me is genocide. That to me is it's horrible. It's despicable.
Yes.
It's deplorable. Now, you want to call me anti-Semitic for saying that? Go ahead. I'll be, if you tell me I'm anti-Zionist, I'll tell you, yeah, you're right. I'm not anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I've been called anti-Semitic. I've been called, so I should be ashamed of myself for the things I said about Israel. I didn't say anything about Israel. I think people just have this misconception that just because people say Israel is the chosen people or the chosen place, they get a pass, and that's not true. That's not even what that means. They don't get a pass. They don't get to do all anytime they getting ready and just no. That don't happen that way. No, I can't do it.
And if they are God's chosen people, like you believe, wouldn't you believe that they would have more morals than not to do that? I mean, would you believe that their morality, their sense of morality would tell them, well, no, I'm not going to kill these kids, or no, I'm not going to bomb this neighborhood? I had a conversation with somebody online. I said they carpet bombed. He said, no, they didn't carpet. Yeah, they did. They carpet bombed that place. They bombed neighborhoods. They bombed hospitals. They bombed synagogues. They bombed not synagogues, mosques. They bombed, they bombed, schools and all the housing and hospitals. All those things are crimes. Those are experiencing technical difficulties. Anyway, so
we need to get involved. We need to get involved and get off the sidelines and get on the field. Get out of the bleachers and get on the field, you guys. This is important. Trump told you. I heard him. I'm going to be the next. I'm going to be a dictator. If we allow this dude to come into this office and be another 4 years, man, we deserve everything we get out of him. I'm sorry. Get involved, you guys. Get involved.
Please get involved. Love Americans and America enough to get involved and pay attention. Anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and that's what I have to say. We have more. We always have a lot more, but we have to cut things because we have we're trying to keep it within a certain time. Listen.